Members, will you please introduce yourselves?
Kristen Weaver, Mayor Pro Tem.
Jenny Pompey, council member.
Danielle McKinney, council member.
Frankie Fritz, council member.
Member?
And Councilmember Pope, I think she's on her way. So before we begin, are there any information items to be shared at the end of the open session? Well, hearing none, let me just say council holds work sessions Mondays and Wednesdays several times a month to exchange information with community stakeholders and gather input from staff, advisory boards, residents. No votes or formal actions are taken during work sessions. Tonight's session is open to the public, as are all council meetings except for executive sessions as authorized by state law. Residents can observe our deliberations, and we'll pause periodically to provide opportunities for public comments. During those times, if you wish to speak, if you're here in the room, just raise your hand, and after being recognized, you can approach the podium, or we'll get a microphone to you. You'll need to state your name and an address. We need that for the record. If you're on Zoom, you can use the Q&A tab at the bottom of the screen to submit or YouTube or Facebook streaming. Just send us an email. The email address is questions@greenbeltmd.gov. So please limit your remarks to 3 minutes and address only one topic, the current topic that's under consideration. We ask that you remain civil and avoid disparaging others as we talk. So tonight, we're at an important milestone in our 2027 budget review process. We're focusing on the Greenridge House, one of Greenbelt's most vital community assets. If you're joining us for the first time, our budget process began back on March 23rd when the city manager presented his proposed 2027 budget. And since then, we've held multiple work sessions examining different departments and programs. Tonight, I believe it's our 7th work session, and we're focusing specifically on the Greenridge House before we have our second public hearing on Monday. And we're moving rapidly towards the final budget adoption on May the 26th. The Greenridge House, it serves as Greenbelt's federally subsidized Section 8 senior housing facility for residents who are 62 and older. And with our federal partnership through HUD, we provide quality, affordable housing while maintaining fiscal responsibility to our broader community. So this evening's discussion examines how we're balancing investments, resident services, and operational sustainability in the coming year. You know, usually when we get to this section of the budget, we actually head over to the Greenridge House to hold the session and to talk to the residents directly. We ran into a snag, and we had to actually move it back to the council chambers. So what I think we're going to do is we'll probably hold a meet and greet or some kind of a session in the coming months over there, so we can, just talk and make sure that we are connecting with the residents. Sometimes it's difficult for them to get out and to come over to the municipal building. So really, really appreciate the work that's gone into bringing us to this point in the budget session. And before I go any further, I want to say hello to our city manager, Josue Samaron. How are you tonight, Mr. Samaron?
Doing great. How are you, Mayor? Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, Council.
Fantastic, fantastic. We've got Tim George here.
We got Assistant City Manager Tim George and City Clerk Bonita Anderson. And online, we're joined by Crystal Beatty, Steve Said with Community Realty, who's the regional manager for Community Realty, who is the property management company for Greenridge House. And unable to join us tonight is Ms. Kim Potts, who is the property manager for Greenridge House and has been doing a tremendous job for many, many, many years.
Yeah. So we've got, if you have the budget book, it's page 267 through 274. And there's some key issues that are facing the House. But it's a well-managed property, and the city takes great pride in owning the Greenridge House and being able to provide some subsidized housing for residents in Greenbelt and in the surrounding areas. So I'd like to just, if I could, go ahead and bring up Steve. Sure. Yes, Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I misspoke. Miss Kim Potts has joined us online.
I think she was joining as you were speaking, so she's there.
Oh, my. Hey, so welcome to Steve and to Kim, and I know that Crystal Beatty is also online. I'd like to actually throw the floor open to Steve, if you'd like to give us a quick overview. Or City Manager, or Tim, George, would you like to say anything to cue this up before we begin?
It is an honor that we provide this amenity to our residents, that we provide a place, not just a safe place, but high-quality place for folks to age in our community and not have to leave our community when they're ready to the next phase of that we all hope to aspire to in life. When we're aging, we have a safe place, high-quality housing right here in the community. We just opened up the wait list, as you know. There are folks are eager to get in, and there has a wait list. It's a much sought-after amenity in our community. It's just exciting to have this in our portfolio, and every year I look forward to working with the team about what next we're doing, what's the next thing in the Green Ridge House. In terms of projects, we've done the Wi-Fi projects, and there are a few other renovation projects that Steve and Kim can talk about, to ensuring that not only are we providing a safe place, but top quality place for residents to live.
Yeah, thank you so much. Most municipalities our size, we are not in a position to actually provide this opportunity to own the housing and to have a management company so that residents have an opportunity to age in place. And so it's a very special thing that we are very, very proud of, the condition that the building and how we do our best to accommodate the residents who are living there. So, Steve and Kim, I'd like to kind of toss the floor over to you if you'd like to give us an overview of how things are and what's new this year and what's coming up in the coming year. Welcome, Steve and Kim.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. I guess I should just start off with I'm ticking off some of our accomplishments during the fiscal year 2026 that's coming to a close. We did complete phase 1 of 6 phases of HVAC riser replacement. That was probably our most costly capital project that we accomplished this year. We completed the renovation of the management office. Kim can testify that it's been in need for some time now, and they're much more comfortable because of that. We've seal coated and striped the entire parking lot. We've wired the entire building for Wi-Fi, installed new security cameras throughout the property to meet county code requirements. We renovated 4 of our handicap units to make them readily accessible for wheelchairs and rollators. In essence, renovated the flooring that was in the systems, removed carpeting and put in flooring that's more conducive to the wheelchair and rollators. We installed a new key track system. Key track system has been in place for some time, but had gotten somewhat outdated, so we had to upgrade that. And then we purchased some new folding tables for events throughout the year, and of course, as we do every year, replace windows as needed. The double pane windows, once they fog up, that's when we replace them. So those are our accomplishments for fiscal year 2026. Looking into fiscal year 2027, we're going to continue with the HVAC riser replacement project. This will be phase 2 of a 6-phase project. There's some erosion on the side of the building that needs to be taken care of. That comes with a $20,000 price tag. Let's see some of the other. We're going to do some more vinyl flooring and handicap units for count to be exact. And we're going to build and install the pergola that we had in last year's budget, but did not foresee the permitting process that was required to put a pergola in place. So we're gonna have that knocked out in fiscal year 2027 for the comfort of residents as they wait at the front of the building for the bus to arrive or their Uber or, their friend, whatever the case may be. And we're also going to be replacing the canopies over the doors in the first floor balcony. They're due to be replaced. So those are the highlights of the capital expenditures for fiscal year 2027. Have any questions in those regards?
Well, I think council and residents submitted some questions initially to kind of get the conversation going. But before we go there, I'm just wondering, with the outlook, so many questions around HUD and the federal government and federal funding. So I'm just wondering, have you heard any news about any modifications or changes, and are we getting the reimbursements back in a timely fashion?
We are. Kim, are you on with this? I thought I had heard that Kim was on with this. Maybe she's just muted. But
There we go. I'm here.
there we go. Did you hear that question, Kim?
Yeah, we're not having any problems with funding. I've had conversations with our new account executive, very brief ones, and with my CA, with DHCD. And as far as they can see, there have been no issues with funding, and there shouldn't be at this point. I don't know what down the road holds, if there's anything else crazy that may happen, but currently everything looks like it's going to be in order, and we've had no issues receiving funding.
That's good to know, good to hear. And just in terms of where we are with the gross amount that we receive and how that impacts the individual residents, how does that work? And are we kind of keeping up with the changing cost for people? I mean, food's getting more expensive, utility costs are going up. So
We just got a gross rent increase and a utility allowance increase, which actually decreased the residents' rent by $1. I know that's not a lot, but at least it didn't go up. But it did increase our HUD voucher. So we will be receiving, more funding starting with the May voucher.
And so we know the HUD proportionate share of gross rents is approximately 65%, and the resident share at 35%.
that's very, very helpful to the people that need it most.
Mm-hmm.
So, in talking about the residents and the number of units that are there, I believe it's 100 units. Is that right? 100 apartments?
It's 101 units and I occupy one. And so there's 100 rentable units.
Right. And the city manager was just saying the list, the waiting list. There's a waiting list, and it's
Yes,
yeah.
there is a waiting list that will be opening up next week.
Okay. And how do you get on that list? Someone has been asking me on a regular basis.
So you have to come in person. You need to be 62 years or older. You have to make under a certain amount. It's 53, I think, 1,070. I don't know it off the top of my head at the moment. And you have to bring a driver's license or a state ID and your social security card. And you do have to be 62. So you come in person, you fill out the application, and then you get on the waiting list. And then when we are ready to call people, when we have units available, we call in order that they are on the list.
And you go down the list in order, and if someone isn't quite ready for whatever the reason, you go on to the next person, right?
Yes, you get 3 skips. So if person number 1 doesn't want the unit, then we skip that person and they get that's one skip. And then we move on to the next person. And they would, if they accepted, then we would move on from there. And basically the person who skips get moved to the bottom of the list because you continue to move down the list.
Very good, very good. And just one more question. So as far as coming in person, you have to come between 8:30 and 4 o'clock?
It's between 9 and 4.
9 and 4, Monday through Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only open for the week.
Uh-huh. Hey, thank you so much.
Sure.
So those are questions that are kind of on page 270. Councilmember Pompey.
Yeah, I just had a question about your membership and the membership and training expense. Do you guys have, so it's increased over the FY26 adopted. Are you guys doing a specific training this year that you know is coming up?
We do Lifespan, which is the same thing that Crystal does and the city does. We were on a special price because we were new patrons. Now we have gone up to the regular classification and we don't get a special cost anymore.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay. And just talking about utilities and whatnot, prices are going up. And I know the city manager was talking about the possibility of getting solar panels on there. And do you want to give us an update on the solar panels?
Oh, sure, Mayor. We applied for the Maryland Energy Administration grant for solar panels on not just the Green Ridge House, but also at the youth center. We were not successful in the first round. We will resubmit our application after we get feedback and look for ways of improving the application in the fall cycle. So there were numerous applications and not enough money to go around in the first round. We put together a great proposal. It's over 400 kW system between the youth center roof and the Green Ridge House. And I believe, and we have those design concepts and system design if council is interested in seeing those.
Thank you. Yeah, Councilmember Pope.
I apologize for being a few minutes late, and you may have answered that question. Once the opening goes online, how many units do you have available at this time?
Currently, I have available one that is ready and 2 that are being worked on, but have the residents were there for quite some time, and we have to call in some contractors. So those will probably not be rented until maybe July. And I'm waiting still for DHCD and for HUD to release the unit, which was the maintenance man's unit. They are not releasing it to me to put a subsidy on it. Once that unit is available, that one's already ready and ready to be rented. I just can't do it yet because HUD won't let me.
Is there a particular reason why they won't let you do that, or what?
Because it's not subsidized currently.
All right, thank you.
So it's the way that they list it.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Councilmember McKinney.
Can you share a little bit about one of the line items you have in your expenses is for temporary help? Can you explain a little bit more about what that goes towards?
Currently, we have a temporary maintenance person. We tried for 11 months to find somebody, and you would think that people would be jumping at a job and at a place to live, and it's just not the case. We could not find anybody qualified enough to do the job, to run maintenance calls, who understood apartments. And so I have rehired temporarily Gus, the maintenance man that did live on, not in a live-on position, but currently through Manpower as a temporary position. I'm going to continue this probably for the next couple months and then make my determination if I will rehire him.
And we have brought in several candidates over the course of those 11, 12 months to try and fill this position without
Yes.
any success. And so, yeah, the temporary help position is essentially an expense that we bear through temporary employment agencies.
Okay, thank you. And just to
This case
follow up
may-
then, so within then that section of payroll, if you are to hire somebody full-time, would that change the expenses that you have listed here? Because now you'd have salary and benefits.
Yes,
So there's a potential for an increase in that within the next couple of months.
possibly.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So kind of still looking at page 270, 271, 272, and it's a little, usually you give us, there's the budget that is in the budget book, and sometimes you provide us with your internal budget. So I hope we're all looking at the same thing, more or less. I just wanted to say that I was over at the Greenridge House this month and was in the lobby. So the renovations to the lobby on the first floor look really, really great. And in the budget book, you talk about some additional renovations on the lobby areas on floor 2 and floor 3, some new furniture. And the pergola outside sounds great. It sounds like something that's really, really needed. But the permitting challenges have slowed you down a little bit. So when do you think, with the pergola outdoors, when do you think you'll be able to start and finish that project? It's kind of hard to tell
I'm
with,
not
with
sure.
the counties.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got the, my contractor is working with the, Prince George's County. It's Prince George's County that's holding us up.
Yeah. Well, it sounds familiar. We'll try and put in a good word for you. So that
Yeah,
pergola,
that'd be lovely.
If you could forward me the permit number, Kim, I'll track it down and put some pressure on
Okay,
my end.
probably won't be able to get it to you till next week, but I'll reach out to Claudia and see if I can get it.
okay. Yeah, so with the pergola and the outside area, historically we've had some challenges with people smoking and making sure that that secondhand smoke doesn't get back in the building. So I've observed that residents who smoke typically go across the street to the bus stop or out on one of the benches or maybe out back someplace. Have you had very many issues with that, or is it getting better year after year in terms of people being accustomed to not being able to smoke on site?
I think it's getting better year after year. We do have issues occasionally with the pot smoking, which is not tolerated. We are a federal property. It is it's against the law, federal. It doesn't matter what the state of Maryland is. We are a federal property. We are federally funded. And it's a one strike. So if I catch somebody, they're out. And I think people understand that. And it's gotten better. And the regular smoking, the smoking people go out back to the smoking area or go across the street and are pretty good about it.
Yeah, thank you. It's not surprising to hear about the problems with pot smoking. It's so strong when you smell
Yes.
that stuff around. It really spreads. Yeah. Hey, on cannabis, yeah. On page 272, there's a question about the fire line safety contract and how that's increased between the adopted amounts and the estimated amounts. So I was just wondering, can you explain the difference?
I don't have what you all have, so, because I'm in my apartment.
Oh, I got that.
Is that in the question that was sent out that we provided?
it actually
answers?
was.
It was answered in writing there, in the
Okay,
Q&A.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have it, I mean, it was answered there.
I
I don't
have
know if you had
this.
anything you needed to specifically answer, but it has a pretty extensive answer
Yeah,
in
it's got the
writing.
pretty detailed. I tried to make the explanation pretty detailed.
Yeah, it looks like smoke detectors mostly, and testing for those.
Yeah.
So, but I was wondering, from time to time, we hear about a fire alarm or an incident at the Green Ridge House. So, how often do you do these a fire drill? And when there's a call, we are so concerned about working with the county fire department to make sure that the response times are good. I was just wondering, so how often do you do the fire drills? And I understand that if you have a physical limitation, the instruction is that you should shelter in place. Is that correct?
Yes. So we have got, normally we do 2 a year. And I will say that we have not done 2 a year in a while. COVID really threw a monkey wrench into everything. And we have had some since then. We've had one, I believe, a year or two ago. But I've got all the paperwork actually on the file cabinets downstairs in our office, ready to distribute. I unfortunately cannot find volunteers. People don't want to volunteer to be hall monitors, and there's nothing I can do with that. I can't make them do it. So I have been working for several months trying to get people, sending memos out, and nobody has responded. So we will be doing the fire alarm test, obviously without the fire department, because we don't have that option any longer. We're going to have halls that do not have monitors, and I really can't do anything about that either. I'm hoping that some residents will realize when we have the fire drill that we need to have somebody out there, and that they'll be able to, somebody will step up.
Well, hopefully we'll just have a drill and not have any real situations that we have to
Yes.
respond to, but things do happen from time to time. And the city, we're actually meeting with the county fire chief later this month. So if when things happen, please be sure to let the city manager know so that we can document what the response time is like and what happened.
Okay,
Obviously,
absolutely.
we as council members, we get calls from individuals, and, this happened or that happened.
Yep, gotcha.
And Kim, each floor is posted with the evacuation route, right?
Yes, there is an exit moniker on each floor. There
Right.
is a board, yes. And I give out detailed instructions also with all the flyers that I'm going to be giving out.
Very good.
Okay. Well, let's see, on page 273, are there any questions about building improvements or turnover cost? How many units do you expect to turn over this year?
Hard to say. I wasn't expecting to turn over the few that I just recently got. I had 2 people move out to assisted living, and I had one unexpectedly pass away. So I always range it anywhere, between like 5 and 10. I mean, one year we had 15. So,
Wow.
yeah, so it's hard to say. I mean, at this point, I like to say that everybody is healthy. But I never know what might happen.
Hey, what is the resident association? What do they have planned for this year? Are they meeting on a regular basis?
Yeah, they meet on a regular basis. I will say that we are a wounded bunch over here. Not just management staff, but my social director is having back problems. One of my other members is having some health issues. So we're like the wounded warriors over here. So we are trying to still plan stuff. We have everything that we normally plan. We're doing all the bus trips with the recreation center, which has become very popular. And we always have normally at least 8 to 10 people that go on the bus tours and with the rec center, the every place that they go. That's what we're doing now is with them. And then we have the omelet guys we just had.
Ah.
We have Cinco de Mayo tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
We have the crab feast. Then we have the birthday party in June for Greenridge House. So yeah, so we don't normally plan too much past June, and then we start looking as, you know, we'll start looking there this month, to a little bit further down the road.
Uh-huh. Let me know when the crab feast is. I'll stop by.
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, yeah, please, Mayor Pro Tem.
Yeah, while we're talking about scheduling things, because since we weren't able to be over there this evening, I think council would like to come over and do a meet and greet at Greenridge House. Is there a particular timing either that you would suggest, both in terms of when there's fewer activities, like what time of year, like should it be May, should it be June, should it be July? And also, is there a particular time of day that would be better for your residents? Because I think in some senses, I'm not sure that the evening time is the best for them. But so just while we've got you on the phone, what would be a good time for council to schedule a meet and greet to come over and visit you all at Greenridge House?
I'm gonna say probably not May, because that's Older Americans Month, and I know there's a lot going on. And then I need to check my June calendar, but June might be good, but I will definitely let Josue know, because I have some recovery time to do. So, I will keep in touch with him and let you guys know of a date if I could do that, if I, can see how things go tomorrow, if that's okay.
No, that's perfect. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Kim, I understand you shouldn't even be on this call tonight. But be that as it may, there are some resident questions that were submitted, and they're pretty detailed. You know, the responses are there. One had to do with the parking lot, and Steve mentioned that it's recently been restriped. So there are 46 permits. Are there more permit requests than there are spaces?
There's 55 spaces.
45 permit requests according to the packet.
Yeah, and there's 45 now. I just had one of my residents that moved out had a car.
Okay. And there's a question about pets. What do you have to do if you want to have a pet, if you're moving in, or if you already live there and you want to adopt a cat from the Greenbelt Animal Shelter? What do you have to do?
It can't be a kitten. They have to be at least a year old, 20 pounds or under, and it is $200 deposit, and it's an additional $25 a month. The security deposit of $200 at the end of your lease term. If there's no damage, you do get that back.
Okay, that's an annual thing?
No, it's just the security
one
deposit. It's
time.
just a one time. The $25 is monthly.
Okay. There was a question about, all right, Ms. Niesel, please go ahead.
Sure, just being respectful of Ms. Potts' time, I wanted to know if there were any questions that had to do with the budget that weren't already answered in the packet that we had?
You're asking council?
Yes.
No, I think we've covered just about everything. We're on the last page here, so I think we're just about finished. Is that good?
Oh,
Are there
absolutely.
any other questions?
It seemed as though we were going a little bit past budget considerations. And since she had put so much time into the answers in the packet, I didn't want to make her repeat anything.
Well, thank you. I did want to find out about the compliance, the benchmarking compliance. What does that really mean? What do you have to do for MDE to supply this benchmarking data?
Yeah, this is all new to me also as of last year. And I did not receive the first notice. I received a second notice saying we were late, and I honestly had no clue. And another one of our property managers kind of informed me about it. And it's the gathering of data to make sure that you are remaining in compliance with Maryland's energy efficiency stuff. And so we hired a company and they have been fabulous, working with the state and working with Pepco and the gas company and everybody, and getting all these numbers together. And then, you have to submit it and it has to be accepted. And we did have a slight issue, but I was able to get a hold of Pepco, and shockingly, they had it resolved in a day. And it is being submitted through Global Facility Solutions, who I hired. And it's brand new. This is only my second year doing it with Global Solutions.
It sounds pretty
This is,
complicated. Yeah, go ahead. Steve.
Energy benchmarking has been in place in the District of Columbia for some years now. Maryland is following suit. I received the same notice for one of my Howard County properties that I manage. So, it's all about, trying to best practices with regard to consumption of energy.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much it. Crystal Beatty, you're online. Do you want to say anything about the service coordinator program, or just your interactions in working with the management company there?
Sure. In my role as Assistant Director for Greenbelt Cares and the GALE program, I'm also the City Liaison for Greenridge House and manage the HUD Service Coordinator grant. Currently, we have a full-time service coordinator, Flora Lee, who provides supportive services, care management, resource linkage, health screening information, programs, and services for the residents of Greenridge House. And we also have a part-time assistant that works with Flora 20 hours a week. The HUD Service Coordinator grant now, I want to say it's in about its 15th year. We've received funding from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. This is a grant-funded program, but as you can tell, it has been continuously funded for the last 15 years. Currently, we are in a holding pattern as far as submission for our fiscal year grant. That particular grant is funded on a calendar year. While it has been approved, the budget has been approved, there have been changes in administration leadership for the grants division, and we are waiting for them to open the portals for us to place our budget request for the current fiscal year.
Thank you for that update. So if there are no questions from council, I think we do have a couple of questions in the room. Yes, Mr. Hartman?
Michael Hartman, 2 Court Garden Way. I have a couple of questions about monetary issues. You said that there's a extra charge for someone having pets of $25 a month. Why is there an extra charge for someone having a pet? What is the reason you're charging that $25 a month?
Those are in case of damages, but it is also the HUD standard.
The HUD standard, okay. Because you're getting you're getting a deposit against damages. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
And what do you mean by it's a HUD standard? What does that mean? Is it
So they
required?
try to keep all of their properties in line with the same charges, with the same, software, all that kind of stuff. So We did not charge anything for many, many, many years. And we just started this about 5 or 6, 7 years ago. We just started charging the fee.
Because of HUD.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, great. Okay. Also, for the bus trips and for recreation department stuff, my understanding is that they're open for seniors as well as people with disabilities. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's held by the rec center. I don't have anything to do with that.
Okay, great. Then I'll have just one last thing on the. I'm not sure who wrote up the accomplishments list on page 269, but I would suggest that the language could be improved on the fifth bullet about renovations of units. I would suggest that I'm not sure what a handicap unit is, since units can't be handicapped. People have disabilities, not units, but I would suggest that it be changed to more the language it's more acceptable to people with disabilities. Something like renovated 4 units to make them more accessible for people who use wheelchairs and rollators, since the accessibility is for the people, not the equipment. So I would
Duly
probably
noted,
change
sir.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Duly noted.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Orleans?
Thank you, Orleans resident. It would be helpful to know which members of council are asking which of these questions, and it would also be helpful to know who's answering them. There are 2 types of answers, one in green type and one in black type. I presume the green type, I gather that the green type is from the contractor personnel, and the black type, I'm presuming, is from the city. Is that accurate, Mr. Solomon?
Yes, on the response sheet, the questions, the responses are in green type.
The responses from the contractor.
Sorry, the responses, they're mixed from, the responses are primarily from Ms. Potts and Mr. Say and Ms. Beatty. There are contributions that staff made to those responses, primarily from Dr. Parks.
Is one to assume that the answers from the contractor is in green and the answers from the city is in black?
The responses are in green. The responses have been drafted through collaboration with Ms. Potts, Mr. Say, Dr. Parks, Ms. Beatty, and staff and the organization.
I thank you very much. I remain confused about that. In years past, and I should have brought the book, but in years past, in addition to the book, there's relevant financial information provided at the annual work session at Greenridge House here tonight. We don't have that, but I will go back and check the book. I'd like to state again that I think the city would be doing better for its residents who live in Greenridge House and also save money if the city were to eliminate the contractor and just provide services at that residence directly. Lastly, I won't repeat what I've heard over the years about relevant individuals at Greenridge House, but I think I've asked in the past, and I'll ask again, or for the first time if I have not. I think it's incumbent upon the city to do a survey, confidential survey of the residents of Greenridge House as to how well they are satisfied by the people from the contractor who, in fact, serve them at Greenridge House. I thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you for your response, Mr. Summerone. Frequently, several members of council will ask the same or related question, and staff consolidates them into one. So, Mayor Pro Tem?
Ms. Beatty has her hand up.
Yes. Crystal Beatty?
Yes, thank you. Every year we do a survey, a confidential survey of the residents of Greenridge House. And we asked their opinion on both management, services, the environment, the community, the campus area, as well as the service coordinator and service coordinator assistant. And residents have the ability, if they would like follow up, to put their name and number for me to follow up with them directly. But it typically is an anonymous survey. And those results are calculated and a report goes to administration.
And that report is available to council on the council SharePoint under the Davis reports.
Okay. Hey, if there are no further questions, we're pretty far ahead of schedule. So we do have some additional business to take care of tonight in an executive session. So if it's council's will, I'll go ahead and start the special meeting.
No, we need to do the review of the draft agenda and schedule before that.
Oh, my. So
But I think we're done with Greenwich House.
we are done with Greenhouse.
Thank you to
Steve,
Greenwich House.
yeah, Kim Potts, thank you for all you do. Crystal, thanks for being online tonight. And let's go ahead and move on to the next section of the agenda, which is the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much. Good luck. Thank you. Okay, so in the packet on Friday, we received a draft agenda for the council meeting coming up on the 11th of May. Mayor Pro Tem and myself and the city manager had a conversation this afternoon.
And I
There were no major modifications to the agenda. Any comments or thoughts that council would like to bring up? Mayor Pro Tem?
I think one thing that we did talk about that is not on here yet was the discussion of some of Ms. McKinney's proposals for the DEI position. So that will be added, but that was not in the agenda on Friday. So that. I guess that'll be under probably other business. Yeah. So that is one that was already noted, and will be added.
There's something else that came in by email from Jay Davis about a measure that's being considered by Maryland National Capital Park and Planning that has to do with zoning and allowing townhouses in rural zones by right. And the deadline is actually Tuesday to testify, but I think we should probably talk about that a little bit, based on what staff thinks. It's pretty important. Yeah.
Maybe we could refer that to Mr. Tarlow and have him make a recommendation to council. But that was not the thing that I was going to comment on, was that we had been exchanging emails earlier, or you had been exchanging emails and calls earlier with State's Attorney Jackson's office, and my record had indicated she was going to be at the May 11th meeting giving her presentation. I don't know if that has changed, but I just wanted to bring it up in case it hasn't changed, because if it hasn't, we should have her on here. But I do, so I don't know.
Let's check in with her.
Good catch,
haven't
yes.
really heard.
We will follow up with Ms. Jackson's office to
Yeah, just confirm her.
yes.
That would be great. Thank you. And add that, obviously, that will change the length of that presentation part of our,
Do we want to give her a limit?
yeah, I would give her a limit for sure.
And if that's not something that's top of mind for her, I would suggest, coming to the next meeting. But, if she's got it down for
Well, yeah,
the
she's
11th.
already
yeah.
RSVP'd.
Right.
Yeah, I would just ask her to present for no more than 10 minutes.
I presume that she wants to be here before primary day.
That could be.
She will be here in her official capacity as state's
Yeah,
attorney.
I mean, and we've been trying to schedule this for like 3 months. So, yeah, okay, thank you.
Other thoughts?
So 10 minutes, I'll let her know the 10 minutes.
Okay. And there may be another proclamation, because it's a short month and there's several things that we need to acknowledge. There may be another proclamation. It will be short.
So if we change the communications, that would probably be, I don't know, 50 minutes now, because she'll probably speak and then council will have questions, I imagine.
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
So I just want to make sure we're able to fit everything in.
I think we'll be good.
So, because we have 3 items now on
Yes.
other business.
Yes.
And one, it'll be less than an hour. It'll be 40 minutes.
Right. The discussion of the DEI position may take a little bit longer, and depending on how things go, we may actually move that up in the agenda. So let's take a look at the extended schedule. See if I can bring that up. So we've got the recognition groups on Wednesday, and we'll be starting off at 7 o'clock. The final budget review is on the 18th. ACE awards are coming up on the 20th. Four Cities meeting on the 21st. Memorial Day weekend. The budget adoption on the 26th. And on the June the 1st, Indian Creek Master Plan. Mayor Pro Tem, you were talking about possibly having sort of a, not a wrap-up, but talking about the budget process a little bit, either on the 1st or perhaps on the 10th.
Yeah, I just would like to have, I think a half-hour discussion about some improvements to the budget process and how things went from both council side and staff side. And also, I think because we've been told we will have to do the process earlier next year. So we're going to have to make some modifications to the budget process next year to be done by the May 15th deadline that the county is giving us for a tax rate. So I don't know if folks have a preference of the 1st or the 10th. I was not displacing the Indian Creek Master Plan or the Cemetery Master Plan, but just I think both of those discussions can probably be concluded in an hour to an hour and a half, and then that would leave us half an hour just to go through some ideas and sort of capture while it's fresh in our mind things that we might improve about the budget process for next year and get them written down, because my problem is I always forget about them until we're already in the process for the next year.
I think that's a good idea. I would suggest we do it on the 10th with the cemetery master plan, because I went to a community meeting on the cemetery master plan, and I do believe that that will be a fairly brief work session, because I've sat through the presentation once, so I kind of have a good idea of the parameters. So, and I imagine there'll be more questions about the Indian Creek master plan.
That sounds good to me.
And regarding the budget, we've ironed out the situation for this year regarding the deadline for submitting the tax rate. Last year, the municipalities in the county, we held a meeting and we agreed to a May 30th deadline. As you all know, we used to approve the budget in early June, and so we agreed to a May 30th deadline, which is why our schedule was moved up. Now the county has changed their deadline to a May 15th, and so we're having some debate back and forth, but we hope to have a meeting in the coming days, and I've shared an email with council regarding this matter. And I think the city managers and the town administrators are going to probably take the lead and create an SOP so that we're all on the same page about when these tax rates and tax forms are due to the county and the state, so that we can avoid this confusion and we all can have a clear schedule to do our approvals as we're required to do.
Right. Hey, I think during the Four Cities meeting, we should have a brief just discussion about budgets, where we are, and that question of shifting around the deadline. I think the county needs to give us a little grace. Although things run so smoothly here in the city of Greenbelt, some of our sister municipalities have issues that come up, and they may not be able to, approve their budget first try. So actually, the 28th, even if the county is thinking they'd like them in the 15th, the 28th provides a more realistic timeline.
Yes, and I suppose that the 26th is our deadline. We need to approve something on the 26th, so.
Betcha.
So thank you for introducing that, Mayor, 26th.
Councilmember Pompey.
Yes, on Wednesday, the 24th of June, I'd like to schedule that as our quarterly meet and greet. Giselle and I had chatted a little bit about this, but we thought maybe we could do it in Schramm Hills Park and maybe get like an ice cream truck or something like that, and it would be sort of, you know, like maybe bring out different people, like families might be more interested in coming out and that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's just one idea, but
Good idea.
I really leave it to Giselle to figure out all of that because she kind of knows, she does a great job. So that's something she had mentioned. So anyway,
that-
but the 24th, what was it? Yeah, the 24th is my suggested date on that.
Is it the same day? It's the same day as our small business conference?
Yes, it is, and we were talking about potentially changing that date, but the only other option to change that date is the 23rd, and that's the election day, which we want to avoid. So I think we're stuck with
Well-
June 24th. Tim.
The meet and greet is in the evening, though, and the business conference is during the day?
It's a lot for staff.
Yeah, well, I think, though, the meet and greet doesn't, especially if it's an ice cream truck, I'm not sure. I guess, is there a way we can do the council meet and greet in a way that's not as burdensome for staff? Because it's mostly about being there for council, and if the food truck is set up, I'm not sure we need a lot of staff to be there. But if you think that's a concern,
Yeah, let me discuss it with the team. I think we can do it. The way we're currently approaching the business conference does involve Giselle being part of the core setup team, and she's taken over some, like the badging and registration, a few functions that work. So I'll connect with the team. I think we can also work with the park rangers and other folks to get additional help, especially if we do something that's low, something that isn't labor intensive by its staff. So if we were to get a food truck and the food truck will bring everything, I can't think of a ice cream truck. We did have an ice cream truck for Pumpkin, the Fall Fest.
Kona Ice would be really, really easy.
Oh,
Yeah, Kona Ice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so they got that then. So
but we could look
can-
at the 29th or July 1st as well.
Yeah.
I think we could do it May 24th. It's almost 2 months away, or a little over a month. I think we can work it, especially if it's a Kona Ice or something that is less
Well,
involved.
I mean, take the temperature with Giselle and make sure she doesn't, you know,
Right. Yeah.
feel like it's going to be too much for her, of course.
So June 24th, or what's the alternative date?
The 29th, I think we should do the 29th as the alternative date.
Okay. Okay. All right. We will get back to council within 2 weeks' time.
Hey, during our executive session, there's a couple of items there that may actually have calendar items attached to them, but we need to talk about them first. Also, one thing that has been on the list is trying to meet up with the county executive or our county council representative, Tim Adams, or at-large folks. So also in June, it would be nice after the primary to try and get them to sit down with us in a work session as opposed to a brief presentation at the beginning of a council meeting. So heads up there.
Yeah. Do you have a date you want to shoot for? I think it'll be easier to get Councilmember Adams to a work session as we did previously. Do you want to start with the council member? Now, now that I think of the challenge we have is we'll make an assumption of who wins the
Right. We can't make that assumption, can we?
Well, I mean, even no matter who wins the primary, that whoever's in office now is going to be in office until they're sworn in, which is in like December. So I don't know.
What, the politics is not my side of the house, so I'll take direction.
Well, I mean,
So-
because even if the incumbents lose, they're still going to be there. I mean, like, we wouldn't be able to meet with the new, I mean, I guess we could invite the new person in. That's a little.
Let's go for it July, maybe the
Yeah.
1st or the 8th. Councilmember McKinney.
One thing that I did want to bring up is I think I had made the suggestions around the summer recess time. As we start to look at what the summer schedule is going to look like, I don't know if we will have enough meetings, especially in August, to get some of our business done. And just looking at the PGCPS calendar, it looks like kids go back to school the week of the 24th, right? So that could be potentially an opening if we are, because kids will be back, schools will be in session, and we won't necessarily have vacations that we're working around. I'm just putting that out there in case we are running up against challenges with finding space. I would recommend that over the week before, because the week before may be the last week that people might be taking vacation before they go back to school.
Are you able to scroll down, Benita, to see the rest of the calendar?
That would be the Monday, the 24th, or Wednesday, the 26th, could potentially be dates. But we can leave it as is for right now, and as we talk through additional topics and stakeholders that we need to meet with, that might be a place where we could have some wiggle room. So, just.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Got a question, Mr. Hartman?
Again, Michael Hartman, 2 Garden Way. Just for clarification, if any resident or anyone else has a question, has suggestions for budget questions or the amount of money for things, the last day that they can do that should be May 18th. Is that correct? When you do your final budget review?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so that's a hard deadline for people who want to make changes or add, if, for example, if someone wants to add money or change money for that, that would be May 18th. Yes?
I would say that that's correct,
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Preferably sooner, though.
Right, but the hard deadline is the 18th. Okay. good.
Well, I mean, the hard deadline is the day that we can't actually make any changes on the 18th because it's a work session. So we don't vote on any changes on that day.
But the,
But you could make suggestions, though.
okay, but then it will be voted when you actually adopt the budget on, well, that's
26.
That's when we'll decide on all the
Okay.
final changes
Be
that
much-
have been submitted.
Yeah, it would be much better to submit suggestions or modifications by the 18th. Yeah, City Manager Cimarron, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the May 18th meeting is when we prepare the final worksheet, and the staff prepares the final worksheet at that meeting because there are requests that may come in that we need to make adjustments to the budget and figure out its full impact, so that when council approves the budget at the next meeting, those adjustments have been factored in, like what would be the full cost of either an addition or a reduction. So
actually the weekend, like the Thursday before that Monday meeting is when you put together your package, right?
correct.
Okay,
So we released the packet on Friday, and that includes all the proposed adjustments that council would vote into the final budget, and the final budget is prepared for that meeting.
okay, so it would be Thursday of the week before, just for people. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the question, yeah. If there are no additional comments and there's no one online, I think at this time, I'd like to go into a special meeting to move into an executive session. So, I'll bang my fist. I hereby call this special meeting of the Greenbelt City Council to order. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Here.
Here.
Here. Here.
Here.
Here.
I'm here. Okay. Mayor Pro Tem, do you have a motion?
I move that council go into closed session in accordance with Section 3-305B1 and 8 of the General Provisions Article of the Annotated Code of the Public General Laws of Maryland. 1, to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction, or any other personnel matter that affects one or more specific individuals. And 2, to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation. The purpose of this meeting is 1, to discuss personnel matters over which this public body has jurisdiction, and 2, to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals about pending or potential litigation. In addition to council, City Manager Cimarron and Assistant City Manager George will be in the meeting. Note that council will not return to open session following this closed session.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Niesel. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, the time is 8:13. Let's take a 2-minute break if you need to hit the bathroom or get something to drink.